Good morning, friends. Julius Hurst, your realtor and friend with Lopez and Hurst Realty. As you can see, something is a little bit different about me today. Yes, I shaved it off. I had said when the quarantine started, I had said that I would let my beard grow until things got back to normal or back to a working environment. And I was going to do it little by little as we progressed along. But I have to say, last week was just an incredible week. It is not back to normal, but it's back to business. Prior to that, it was really, really pretty slow. Now we're back to business, and I just want to keep the momentum going. So here we are. Today's the 23rd of May. It's a beautiful morning outside. So let's get going. Let's see how we did last week. So last week there was a big reduction in inventory, over 1,000 home reduction, and let's see how that breaks down. So we had 1,622 new listings, so that's 34 better than the week before, but it's still way below similar time last year. We're still at 38%. And then homes coming back in the market with 537 is 11 better than last week, and that one is around 70% of prior year. So new additions, it's 2,159, but then we had homes coming off the market. We had contracts, new contracts that were homes that were sold under contract. We had 706 of that. That's 191 better than last week. We're around 50% of where we should be, or where we were at a similar time last year. Closed sales, we had 713. That's 151 less than we had last week, and that puts us at 37% over last year, or 37% of last year. So we had less closing. That makes sense because there was less activity in the last few months, and it takes a few months for closing. So hopefully that number will continue to go back up. So we had 3,500 homes that were reduced or taken off the market. So we had the 700 of just sold property. We had 713 closing, but we need to keep in mind we still had 275 homes that just were temporarily taken off the market for one reason or another. We had 414 homes that were just canceled. They don't want to sell anymore for whatever reason. 99 were withdrawn and 389 expired. That means they went through the term of the contract, then the home wasn't sold, so they pulled it off the market. They may put it back on later or not sell it. That the decision is theirs. So that's the breakdown of the inventory. So now we have 32,771 homes and condos and villas for sale in Miami-Dade and Broward County. A little breakdown as to what makes the listed homes or the sold homes. The average home was for 2,168 square feet. That's 4% better than the previous average for the same time last year. The listing price. The listing price is for almost 500,000, 499,722. That's a 19% increase from last year. So out of those homes, the average sale price was $464,201. That's a 16% increase from last year. So we see the homes are listed higher, but they're being sold at 92% of the listing price. So it's again, they listed them higher, and then they were reduced around 8%, and that's this average selling price from the listing price. 30-year mortgages. 30-year mortgages are currently 3.56. This is an average, of course. It all depends on credit and the bank and where you get the loan from. But on an average, it's around 3.56. This is actually with Bank of America. And 15-year mortgage is 2.95. If you're wanting to buy something, I suggest you shop around. I have a few people that could help you with if that's what you like. But in any case, that's just information. So one thing that I mentioned earlier, which is very interesting, is there was 1,290 price decreases in this week. So homes were listed and they were decreased in price, and they're still listed, still haven't sold, but they're coming down in price. That could be basically not necessarily the market. That could be basically just that most of the times, or many times, they list them higher and then they see what they could get and then they start bringing down. You might have seen in the news, I've seen a lot in the news that the pricings, home pricing are going way up, and that seems to be the case. But I won't say way up. I think what they're talking about when you hear the news, they're talking national. So if you think of New York or Chicago, a lot of people live in the city. Well, with this pandemic and having to be home, they want to move into a bigger home so they can have a home office, and that's also the way of the future. So a home office. So they're moving from smaller places to bigger places and to have more room and all that. So that is the market for this week. I think it is opening up based on my experience. A lot of activity now. So again, if you're ready, if you want to see what you could get for your home if you're selling, or if you want to buy a new home, we're always here to help you. There's no commitment to be made. We're here. We'll give you the information. If you want to move on, we move on. If you don't want to move on, we keep on as friends. So have a great week. Hope to hear from you soon, and we'll be talking next week. Have a very pleasant week. God bless.